put out, let's put a shout out right now. NobleGoldInvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Did you ever think about it? I just saw Colin Plume on a television commercial this afternoon. I did. I saw him on television on a Noble Gold television commercial on Fox News. I said, Heidi, check this out. There he is, Colin Plume, my good buddy. And now he's on Fox News doing commercials for his company, Noble Gold. And this is a young guy. He's got a wife and several kids. I think he's got 4. And he loves our ministry. Thank God for him. Well, anyway, let me just put a shout out for him right now, because Noble Gold Investment is a great company. They're a family-owned company, and they are good Christians, and they love our ministry here at PaulBegleyProphecy.com. Well, did you know that Noble Gold's team of precious metals experts have helped thousands of worried investors like yourself, maybe, to build and preserve wealth through times like these? You see, you need to find out why gold and silver IRAs are the answer to Joe Biden's inflation, migration, taxation, misrepresentation, irritation, frustration. This financial situation. You really do need to find out about this. Talk to the personnel that are at NobleGoldInvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com about precious metals today. Oh, and this month they're giving away this free gift. If you set up a gold or silver IRA worth $20,000 or more, like, for instance, roll your 401k in there, or maybe put your savings account in there, or some of it, diversify, they'll give you this 3 ounces of pure silver coin. It's 3 ounces. It's got Thomas Jefferson on the front. It's called the Silver American Virtue Coin. What a beautiful coin. They'll give it to you for free. Just simply pick up the phone tomorrow morning and call Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, and tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there.
Top Russian official warns of possible nuclear accident at Zaporizhia. The head of Russia's state-run atomic energy agency, Rosatom, warned on Monday there were a risk of a nuclear accident at the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, which is Europe's largest, following renewed shelling that happened in the area over the weekend. Moscow and Kyiv have traded accusations of shelling the facility for months since Russian forces took control of it in March, shortly after invading Ukraine. Renewed shelling on Sunday triggered fresh fears of a possible disaster at the site. Quote, "The plant is at a risk of a nuclear accident. We were in negotiations with the International Atomic Energy Agency all night," Interfax quoted Rosatom CEO Alexei Lenkinchev as saying. Rosatom has controlled the facility through a subsidiary since President Vladimir Putin in October ordered Russia to formally seize the plant and transfer Ukrainian staff to a Russian entity. Kiev says the transfer of assets amounts to a small theft. In Indonesia, the Java earthquake kills 162 people and injures hundreds more. An earthquake on the main Indonesian island of Java has killed at least 162 people and injured hundreds more, according to the regional governor. The 5.6 magnitude earthquake struck in the town in West Java at a shallow depth of about 6 miles, according to the United States Geological Survey. Scores of people were taken to the local hospitals, with many treated outside. Rescuers were working into the night to try to save others thought to still be trapped under collapsed buildings. The area where the quake struck is densely populated and prone to landslides, with poorly built houses reduced to rubble in many of the areas. China's Guangzhou locks down millions in zero-COVID fight. The southern Chinese metropolis of Guangzhou locked down its largest district on Monday as it tries to tamp down a major COVID-19 outbreak, suspending public transit and requiring residents to present a negative test if they want to leave their homes. The outbreak is testing China's attempt to bring a more targeted approach to its zero-COVID policies while facing multiple outbreaks driven by fast-spreading Omicron variants. China is the only major country in the world still trying to curb the virus transmissions through strict lockdown measures and mass testing. The Beiyun district, which is home to 3.7 million people in Guangzhou, also suspended in-person classes for schools and sealed off universities. The measures are meant to last until Friday, the city announced. Meanwhile, in Beijing, the capital reported 2 more COVID-19 related deaths. On Sunday, the city reported China's first COVID-19 death in over 6 months. NASA's Orion crew vehicle successfully completes a moon flyby. NASA's Orion spacecraft has successfully completed one of its key maneuvers of its maiden journey, a flyby of the moon during which it got as close as 81 miles to the lunar surface. This was important for a few reasons, not least because it marked a critical test for the propulsion system. Orion carried out 4 trajectory correction burns on its way to the moon, but this time around the orbital maneuvering system engine fired for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This accelerated Orion at a rate of more than 580 miles per hour. At the time the burn started, the uncrewed spacecraft was traveling at 5,023 miles per hour, 238 miles above the lunar surface. Shortly after the burn, it was 81 miles above the lunar surface, and it was traveling at 5,102 miles per hour. The fly burn was one of 2 necessary maneuvers for Orion to enter its retrograde orbit around the moon. Next up is the distant retrograde orbit insertion burn, which is slated to take place on Friday. The Hunter Biden laptop repairman details chilling warning from FBI agent. John Paul MacIsaac is set to release his new book entitled American Injustice, in which he details what took place after he first discovered Hunter Biden's laptop. The release comes just months before a new Republican House majority plans to begin investigations. MacIsaac explained on America's Newsroom on Monday that he had been working closely with members of Congress and their planned investigation into Hunter Biden. He said he has provided clean copies of the laptop's contents and reported every interaction he's had with the FBI to Congress. He told co-host Bill Hemmer that he sees 2 possible stories that should be pursued. Quote, I see holding the FBI accountable for colluding with our mainstream and social media to block a story, a real story with real consequences, MacIsaac said of the Hunter Biden laptop story. Quote, also, get to the bottom of what the Biden family was up to when Joe Biden was vice president. MacIsaac has been swept up in the New York Post's bombshell reporting back in October of 2020 that shed light on the shady business dealings of overseas of son of then Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, as the Delaware laptop repair shop owner came forward with Hunter Biden's laptop after being alarmed by its contents back in 2019.